It is a tremendous honor for me to be named the 30th head football coach here at the University of Arkansas. I would like to thank Dr. Sugg, Chancellor White, Jeff Long for giving me this opportunity to come to the Razorback Nation. I'm certainly fired up about that.
Welcome into Inside Arkansas. And today we're counting down the top 5 Razorback football games of the Bobby Petrino era. Before we begin, we are making all different types of great videos and great content covering all things Arkansas Razorbacks here at Inside Arkansas. So be sure to subscribe to our Inside Arkansas YouTube channel, also giving this video a like, hitting that bell in the top right hand corner, that way you're notified for all the videos when we post them, and hype us up in the comments and make us feel really good. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Number 5, Arkansas LSU in 2008, The Miracle on Markham Part 2. In what has become a series known for late-game heroics, Arkansas quarterback Casey Dick hit London Crawford on a game-winning 24-yard touchdown pass with 21 seconds to go on the clock to give the Razorbacks a 31-30 win over LSU in War Memorial Stadium the day after Thanksgiving in their regular season finale. Arkansas had already been eliminated from bowl contention as they were 4-7 on the season heading into the battle for the Golden Boot. Even though LSU was coming off of a national championship the previous year, Arkansas had also beaten them down in Baton Rouge in one of the most epic and iconic Razorback games of all time, where Darren McFadden, Felix Jones took care of business against LSU, who was number 1 at the time, in triple overtime. With the final minutes ticking away, the Razorbacks found themselves without a timeout as they faced 4th and 1 from the LSU 24-yard line. Casey Dick took the snap from center and threw a pass right down the sideline to London Crawford in the corner of the end zone to get the go-ahead score. Arkansas was trailing at one point in time in this game 30-14, so the Razorbacks not only came back in convincing fashion, but was able to get the game-winning score when it mattered the most. Bobby Petrino didn't want to go for the first down, he went for the touchdown, and the rest is history with the Miracle on Markham Part 2. Number 4, Arkansas versus Kansas State in the 2012 Cotton Bowl. The Razorbacks were coming off of their second consecutive 10-win regular season, as the only 2 games that they lost in the entire year was against the 2 teams playing in the national championship, the Alabama Crimson Tide and the LSU Tigers. And even though Arkansas was ranked in the top 10, you couldn't have any more than 2 teams from the same conference playing in a BCS bowl game. So therefore, Arkansas and Kansas State faced off as a top 10 matchup in Jerry World down in the Cotton Bowl. Explosive returner Joe Adams had one last big highlight to help the number 7 Razorbacks end a record-tying season down in the Cotton Bowl. All-SEC quarterback Tyler Wilson, even though he was well short of his record passing performance he had earlier in the year against Texas A&M, hold your thoughts on that. He did throw 2 touchdown passes after Joe Adams' 4th punt return for a touchdown on the season, and the Razorbacks took care of business against Kansas State 29-16. Joe Adams' punt return of 51 yards early in the second quarter gave the Razorbacks a 10-0 lead before they had even gained a single first down. It was the first return for a touchdown in the Cotton Bowl in 51 years, and the Razorbacks never looked back. It was one of the greatest games, but sadly, the last game that Bobby Petrino would coach as Razorback head coach. Number 3, Arkansas, South Carolina, 2011 in Fayetteville. The Razorbacks were ranked number 7 in the country as they welcomed in the number 9 team in the country, South Carolina. Razorback fans were kind of upset the fact that they weren't hosting College Game Day that weekend, but unfortunately for them, the number 1 Alabama and the number 2 LSU teams met in Tuscaloosa and ended up getting all the attention. The number 7 Razorbacks took on the number 9 South Carolina Gamecocks in what would be an epic top 10 matchup in SEC play inside of Fayetteville on Razorback homecoming. Both teams got off to a decent start, but once Razorback Dennis Johnson took off the ensuing kickoff from a South Carolina touchdown to the house going 98 yards, he put Arkansas back in the lead and once again never looked back. But that didn't matter, because South Carolina had their own share of troubles in the second half as well as 4 turnovers. Consequently, Arkansas more than doubled South Carolina in total yardage for 435 for the Razorbacks and 206 for the Gamecocks. Tyler Wilson went 20 of 37 passing for a total of 299 yards. Both teams started the game with only 1 loss, but in spite of the shortcomings, Arkansas's defensive improvements, as well as Zach Hawker hitting a numerous amount of field goals, helped the Razorbacks secure the victory. Number 2, Arkansas versus Texas A&M in Arlington for the Southwest Classic in 2011. Arkansas had great success against Texas A&M to start this big rivalry matchup, as the Razorbacks were 2-0 in this game heading into the third. But in the first half, it didn't look like Arkansas was at all ready to take on a team like the mighty Aggies. At halftime, the Razorbacks found themselves down 35-17 and didn't look like it could stop anyone defensively. But Bobby Petrino and the Razorbacks made halftime adjustments and flipped the script on the Aggies as the Razorbacks were able to cruise to a 42-38 victory. Tyler Wilson passed for a team record 510 yards as the 18th-ranked Razorbacks beat the number 14 team in the country, Texas A&M Aggies, as well as Jarius Wright caught 13 passes for a school record at that time, 281 yards. Even though Texas A&M scored 5 touchdowns in the first half, which were all on the ground, and also gained 404 yards, in the second half, the Aggies only managed one single field goal. Broderick Green ran 3 yards for a touchdown with 1:41 remaining into the game, and when Arkansas made a defensive stand by D.D. Jones to stop the Aggies on 4th down, Razorback fans rung out with the chant of SEC, SEC. Before we continue, be sure to like and subscribe to Inside Arkansas right here on YouTube and hit that bell in the top right corner so that way you can be notified of all the great videos we put up here at Inside Arkansas. Number 1. Arkansas vs. LSU 2010 in Little Rock at War Memorial Stadium. Pour some sugar on me. Arkansas and LSU entered into the battle for the Golden Boot in 2010, knowing what was on the line. The winner of this game goes to the Sugar Bowl. Since the BCS had been established in 1998, the Razorbacks had yet to play in a BCS Bowl. LSU was 10-1 and Arkansas was 9-2. The Razorbacks had a lot of key plays in order to secure their victory, but one of the most crucial plays came right before halftime, as Razorback wide receiver Kobe Hamilton was able to catch a ball in stride from Ryan Mount with only 6 seconds left to go on the clock and scamper downfield for an 80-yard touchdown to be able to put the Razorbacks ahead. A lot of plays were made in the second half between these two teams, but Arkansas was able to seal the deal on a 4th and 3 play as Ryan Mallett hit Joe Adams for a 39-yard touchdown pass as he was able to run right past freshman Tyrann Mathieu, aka the Honey Badger. The celebration began as Arkansas would look forward to playing in their very first Sugar Bowl of the BCS era, capping off another 10-win season, their first one since 2006. Arkansas had improved every single year under Bobby Petrino, and he said it best at the end of the game, where he said, quote, "I can't tell you how proud I am of our football team. They're a group that since we started this journey has had a great work ethic, very, very positive attitude, and tremendous leadership within the team." So there you have it. There are the top 5 Razorback football games under the Bobby Petrino era. What did you think of the top 5 list? Do you agree with it 100%? Of course you do. Comment below and let us know what top 5 list you'd like to see in our next video.